Welcome to Passionate Pioneers with Mike Biselli, where we highlight and speak with the innovators, the game changers, and the pioneers who are deeply passionate and relentless in solving the problems our world is facing today. This is your opportunity to connect with and learn from these leaders and to support them on their mission. Perhaps they will soon be hearing your story as well. This is Passionate Pioneers with Mike Biselli. I look forward to having you on this journey with us. Welcome back to the podcast and for spending a few moments with me. If you're plugging in for the first time, I'm glad you're here. As we close in on our 1-year anniversary with this podcast, I wanted to take the time to share with you what I've learned from the inspiring entrepreneurs that have been on our show and how we can all apply what they've taught me to our daily lives, even if you aren't an entrepreneur yourself. But before I dive in, a bit of housekeeping. While listening to any of our episodes, please make sure to join our free online community at passionatepioneers.com in order to share feedback and ideas and interact with the global ecosystem. Lastly, please take a moment to subscribe to the podcast so you will automatically receive episode updates in your podcast player. Simply search Passionate Pioneers with Mike Biselli on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. Well, in a moment, I'm going to share a few episodes from the library that really exemplify this notion of the inspiring entrepreneurs and the stories they've brought to our podcasts and the lessons learned. But if I had to tie all of these entrepreneurs together in some of the themes that I saw over and over and over from all of them, it really ties back to a word that's in the title of this podcast, and it's passion. And of course, there's a lot that lies underneath that word as well. From determination, grit, perseverance, not taking no for an answer, and being relentless in your pursuit of changing the world. And that's what I've seen with these entrepreneurs time and time again, which we can also apply to our own daily lives, again, even if we're not entrepreneurs ourselves. But before I dive into that, let me highlight a few episodes that really exemplify this notion of passion and determination and commitment to the craft of these entrepreneurs. In episode 6, Reversing Type 2 Diabetes in 100 million people by 2025 with Amit Shah. Amit is the head of operations and patient success at Virta Health, and he shared his passion for the Virta mission, as well as why the company was founded, and where his focus is on leading a team of clinicians and customer service success associates on delivering personalized, evidence-based, continuous remote care to patients across the United States. But that word passion, it really shined through in the episode when he was able to speak about patient success stories from the Virta community. He highlighted a veteran that really will leave you inspired. Do tune in. That was episode 6. Or episode 9, a global sober tribe builder after 15 years of addiction. That was with Matt Seafeld. He's a CEO of My Lifelink. After battling addiction for 15 years, Matt started his own company. His company is empowering those who are actively dealing with addiction to connect and engage with other recovering addicts, to receive guidance and support in their journey to abstinence. Matt's app is being used by care providers, hospitals, and behavioral health clinics as a recovery tool to help and support their patients to achieve positive and long-term success with their care plan. And during our time together, Matt courageously shared his very personal story of pain and despair and how he has triumphed to now lead a global sober tribe through the power of community that he has created and the technology that his team has built. And again, you will hear it through every word spoken, Matt's passion to help others get through exactly what he experienced. And this was a number of months ago. My Lifelink and Matt's company continues to flourish and continues to grow. Do check it out, episode 9. Then, of course, in episode 36, Healing Healthcare from the Inside Out with Sonia Rhodes. She's the CEO of the Experience Lab. Her team of experience catalysts, they use innovative experience design principles, lenses, and techniques to strategize and guide, equip, and inspire visionary healthcare executives to imagine anew. Together with their lab partners, they are intentionally designing a new future for healthcare. During our time together, which was actually before the coronavirus outbreak, Sonia shared her remarkable journey of building, selling, and then buying back her company, how she and her team are addressing challenges in the healthcare industry, and how all of us can be participating in designing a new and healthier future, a future where the patient is also included. Sonia's company and mission is needed now more than ever as we continue to live through this time with COVID-19. The rate of burnout, the rate of stress, and the rate of overload in the healthcare system because of this pandemic has laid bare the problems and the systemic issues that we have with the industry. And Sonia is more committed than ever. She's had to pivot some of her business because of the pandemic, but it is amazing to watch leaders like Sonia continue to persevere and be dedicated to their mission, and her passion to continue to help healthcare executive leaders to imagine anew is so incredibly inspiring. The last episode I want to highlight is episode 8, Creating Personalized Healthcare Experiences with Carrie Kozlowski. She's the COO at Upfront Healthcare Services. And during our time together, Carrie shared the real world impacts that uncoordinated care has on our industry, as well as some of the real world examples and statistics of how her company at Upfront Healthcare is truly moving the needle in achieving holistic care coordination for patients in our communities across the country. Her passion and mission with her company and life's work was evident throughout the entire episode. She is so wildly dedicated to making sure the patient within this very large system is always thought of first. I can't wait for you to hear from these guests and listen to their previous episodes during this past year. All of the direct links to those episodes can be found in our episode notes. So, as I mentioned at the front end, not all of us are meant to be entrepreneurs. Matter of fact, I'm very lucky. I'm fortunate. I get to mentor and advise a lot of upcoming entrepreneurs and executives and other leaders who are contemplating building their own startup. And the first thing I say is that being a founder of a startup is not for everybody, nor should it be. And that's okay. But there are lessons learned from these entrepreneurs and the entrepreneurial network and ecosystem for all of us to apply to our daily lives, even if we aren't entrepreneurs ourselves. And that is that notion of passion and commitment and determination to make the world around us a better place. And so, what is your entrepreneurial spark? What is that one thing that you cannot stop thinking about, that drives you, that keeps you up at night, that rips you out of bed at 3 a.m, that drives you to continue to make the world a better place? Maybe you haven't even explored it yet, but there is something in the back of your head that is continuously tapping on your shoulder. Answer the call. Now is the time. Find that purpose, find that opportunity to go build it, whatever it might be, because it is amazing when you do answer that call. The sense of accomplishment and the sense of pleasure that you receive from moving that idea forward to solve the problem that you see in front of you. And so I challenge you and I ask you, move forward, find that opportunity, be relentless in it, and make the world a better place, because all of us have it in us. Let me know what they are. Feel free to come and share those ideas with me over at Twitter at Mike Biselli, or find me on LinkedIn, Mike Biselli. I can't wait to hear some of the things that have you up at night, that rip you out of bed at 3 a.m, the things that you are relentlessly passionate about. I want to hear what they are and how I might be able to be of help. So send a note, stay in touch, and let's continue to move this industry forward together. To all of our previous guests over the past year, thank you. You have made this quite the journey, and we're just getting going. I'm looking forward to having more guests on to continue to hear that passion that so many of you have to make our world a better place. For now, keep climbing, be in touch, and thank you for your time. Thank you for joining us today on Passionate Pioneers with Mike Biselli. We'd love to hear your feedback about the podcast so we can continue to improve this community and to further support the pioneers being featured. Lastly, please take a moment to subscribe to the podcast and invite your friends and colleagues to join us. This is Passionate Pioneers with Mike Biselli. I look forward to having you back with us during our next episode.